This is the Frugal Gardener. Welcome back. It's a bit overcast in the garden today, and I wanted to share with you a conversation I had or had been having recently with friends and relatives. We live in uncertain times. Ever since the pandemic, the security that we thought we had, excuse me, is gone. So I came up with this idea of food insurance. I remember the long lines of cars that stretched for miles in Texas and other places when there was no food on the shelves, when people couldn't afford to buy food. If there was food, there were a lot of shortages. And in conversations that I've been having recently, talking to people about this idea I had of growing sustainable food items, which is basically known as perennial foods. Yeah, it was kind of mixed with, met with mixed emotions. Some cases people liked the idea, and other cases they kind of shrugged it off. But when I mentioned, what about having food for your children, food for your grandchildren? Then the response was different. Then people were more receptive. And what I'm talking about specifically is planning stuff now so that you would be guaranteed to have food in the future. So I put together a list of 6 items, and I have actually a second list of other items that I'll get to later. But stick with me. This is important. If you would have planted 2 of these food items a year for the past 5 years, which is around the height of the pandemic, then you would have a guaranteed food source right now for you and your children and your grandchildren. So here are 3 of the here are 3 of the 6 suggestions, well, actually, what I'm planning that will guarantee me food in the future if there are some shortages. Strawberries. I'm starting with one that everybody is familiar with. These are everbearing, which means that you get your strawberries in June. I'm sorry, these are June bearing, which means you get strawberries in June. And the everbearing will give you a smaller yield, but you will get strawberries throughout the summer, well, spring and summer. And you'll get strawberries from 3 to 5 years. However, if you harvest the runners, you can take the runners and plant those, and that will give you more strawberries. So why did I pick strawberries? Because of the versatility. So a lot of the things that I'm showing you in here are due to their versatility. I mean, obviously you can eat them. You can put them in salads, jams, jellies, desserts. There's a lot of things you can do with strawberries. And the second one, asparagus, actually a vegetable. That is something that I had in my old garden. I don't have them in my garden today, but asparagus will last you up to 15 years. They'll come back every year. You don't have to do a whole lot to them. It does take a year or 2 to get them going, depending upon how mature they are when you purchase them. But that's number 2 on my list. I mean, obviously it's healthy for you. It's a matter of whether you like them or not. I always tell you, if you're not going to eat something, what's the point in growing it? But again, it's not just for you. It's for your grandkids, for your children. This is something that I'm looking forward to growing. These are goju berries. This is something that's starting to come on. I've been hearing about these for years, but a lot of people are just starting to get to the point where they're learning about them and starting to plant them. I actually saw these And I don't know if it was Walmart or Tractor Supply, where you can buy the actual shrub. That's what this is. It starts out as a shrub. This is a bush. This is a plant. So I'm giving you guys a variety here. And these goju berries, once they get going, they'll give you food for up to 6 years. So 5 or 6 years. So if you plant any of these, again, my suggestion is not that you go out and plant all these but I have, with the exception of asparagus, planted these and more because I have fruit trees that I want to talk to you guys about later on, which is not included in this list. It's a separate list, so stick with me. But at any rate, if you plant these now, just 2 of these, and again, this is half of the list. This is, there's a bee that's annoying me here. So that's 3 of the 6. And I'm going to move on and show you what else I have. So I was really impressed with this number 4. And these are grapes. Believe it or not, this grapevine came from this box. And I planted it this spring. This is only about 2 months old. And here are the grapes. Here and here. Now, had I brought more of these, if I'd have brought 2 or 3 of these, I would have more grapes. This is a immature grapevine, and it only cost me $8.99. And already I'm getting results from this. I don't have to wait 3 or 4 years. But when I add more vines to this, then it's going to give me even more fruit, because when you put them together, they do better. They're more prolific. And this is just the first year. So when I add the second and the third to this, I'm going to get even more grapes every year. And the beauty of this is that grapevines, if taken care of properly, will last from 50 to 100 years. Yeah. So that's a very long time. So moving from that to this. By the way, I bought these on the same day. And I have this. Okay, so I think I might have got my signals crossed. These are blueberries. These are grapes. So I should have both of these over here, because what I did was I brought 3 different kinds of grapevines. And again, these are blueberries. So these blueberries will last 25 to 50 years. So I stand corrected. Let me say that again. This is the blueberry bush that I brought a couple of months ago. And I'm getting blueberries already the first year. When I add a second and third plant of blueberries, and that's going to help me out more. Now, okay, back on track. We got that straightened out. So these are, this is my grapevine. And what I should have done was put my blueberry box here and my grape box here. But what I ended up doing was getting more than one grapevine. I got a total of 3 grapevines. Why? Because grapes, in my view, are even more versatile than the strawberries that I showed you earlier. I mean, you can make grape jelly, grape jam, you can make wine, you can make grape juice, you can do a lot of things with grapes. And you take the time and do a little research, and you'll see that there are different kinds. You see here it says early fall harvest, mid to late fall harvest. So I don't know. There are probably hundreds of different types of grapevines out there, but the beauty of the grapevines is they last from 50 to 100 years, and the blueberry bush 25 to 50 years. So 25 to 50 on the blueberries, 50 to 100 on the grapes. Again, depends on the variety. It depends on whether you take care of them or not, how you take care of them. I've already had to add nutrients to both of these. And once they got settled, boom, it took off. I mean, again, this is just a couple of months. This is not the second year or third year. This is year one. So I have one more left on my list, and I'm going to show you that now. I say this for best for last, and I say best for last because this is something that most of you guys probably already grow. And if you aren't familiar with it, these are bell peppers. I started out with, I think I have 6 of these, and they're placed here strategically. Um, Hopefully, these will deter anything that does get into my garden. I'm going to do a big reveal in a few days on this special area, but right now I'm going to stay focused on this. Bell peppers, a lot of people don't realize, is also a perennial. Perennial is anything that comes back for 2 years or more. So a few years back before I moved, I used to take these in the house in the wintertime. You don't have to take them into your house, but if you have a back porch, if you have a storage area, if you have a garage, someplace where you can put these, you can overwinter these and they will come back the following spring. The reason why I have so many is because I plan on giving a few away to friends and relatives, but 3 to 5 years, that's how long you can keep these. And again, they'll keep growing back. And basically, you can let them go to seed when you start to get near the end of their life term, when it gets to about their 4th or 5th year, and just use that to grow more. So I don't need to tell you what to do with peppers. Everybody's familiar with peppers pretty much. I don't care where you are on the planet. So that is my number 6 of things that you can grow that's going to give you food, that's going to feed your family. And this is by no means going to give you enough food to feed everybody for the entire time that you're without food, but it will give you a backup. This will give you something to add to whatever you had. And like I said, you plant 2 of these a year, then before you know it, you'll have your food insurance that you don't have now. Well, most of us don't have. But I'm going to take this a step further. Like I promised you earlier, there's more. I'm also planting trees. I had trees at my other property, and it's a long story. I've explained this before. Basically, I had to let a lot of stuff go. I had fig trees. I had pear trees. I had apple tree. All that stuff was way too big, and it was too hectic. I'm trying to get everything moved. So I'm starting over. This is a fig tree that I just purchased. And by the way, these prices are not going to be sustainable with the way everything's going on now. I'm not going to go into a lot of detail about it. You pretty much can figure it out on your own. But this is one of 2 fig trees. I have another one around here somewhere. Hasn't really gotten started yet. But now here's the important thing for me to tell you guys. A lot of you are probably thinking, I don't have the space for fruit trees. I don't have the money for fruit trees. And I'm not going to be climbing up. I don't have the dexterity. I'm not young anymore to be climbing up a ladder and harvesting from these fruit trees. Technology has changed a lot of that. So now they have semi-dwarf fruit trees that only grow up to 15 feet. So they go between 12 and 15 feet. And then you have dwarf fruit trees like this guy here. This is an apple tree, obviously. I was concerned about it because it sat and sat and sat and did nothing for over a month. And look at that. So you don't have to break the bank to buy these. But then I looked out the other day, and there it is. It is alive, and it's starting to come to life. So dwarf trees are apple, peach, cherry, and semi-dwarf is also plum trees. So you can buy trees that only grow 8 to 10 feet. That's what a dwarf tree will take you, 10 feet. I mean, I'm 6 foot, so if I raise my hand, my arm, it takes me to about 8 feet. So you're really not that far off the ground. You don't really have to. You can actually grow these in containers, like these containers over here. I'm giving you a little bit of a peep into my new garden, which I'm going to do a full video on next week. I'm really excited about this, but I'm just showing you the size of the containers that you can use to grow these dwarf trees in. How do I know? Because I've done it before. So basically, apple, peach, cherry, plum, these are all trees that you can grow and in the next couple of years have food to feed yourself and your family on. Even if there is nothing, if there's not another pandemic, if there's no situation going on in the world where there's food shortages, or the ships aren't coming in, or the migrants aren't picking the vegetables, whatever it is, you'll still have this growing in your yard. This will still be your backup. I happen to have, I just showed you the fig trees. I have one apple tree. I have somewhere on the other side of the garden is the peach tree. Now, this fig tree can last up to 30 years. Apple trees, depending upon, well, a lot of different circumstances, will go from a minimum of 30 years, to 100 years. And this is the peach tree I was telling you about. So again, reasonably priced for now at $17.99. I got these from Tractor Supply. And this one is doing even better than the apple tree. Again, when I first purchased these a couple of months ago, basically nothing. I'm going to have to weed this, but I added some fertilizer to this, and this is really starting to take off. This is really promising. So peach trees will last anywhere from 12 to 20 years. So again, something that is versatile. I mean, peach cobbler, peach pie, just eat the peaches as regular fruit. You can make drinks out of these. You can add them to your salad. There's a lot of things you can do with these also. I saved this for last because this is very special to me. This is a tree that does not produce fruit, but it produces nuts. Chestnuts, to be exact. This is special to me because I brought this up from the old property, and this was planted by my son, and doesn't look like much today, but this is generational. This is, like I said, it's a chestnut tree, but this tree, if properly cared for, will last anywhere from 150 to 300 years. So when I'm dead and gone, when I'm pushing up daisies, my granddaughter and probably her children, if she decides to have them, and her children's children, this is legacy. This is something that will be around for a very long time, which is the reason why I put it separate from everything else, because this is going to grow tall, it's going to be wide, and it's going to give us a lot of chestnuts for years and years to years and years and years. This has probably doubled in size over the last couple of years. I have to confess, I have not done very much with it. I need to start adding nutrients to it. I need to start paying more attention to it. But yeah, this is the future. So when you look at anything from what I showed you earlier, where you can start harvesting now, like the blueberries, and then you look at this, which is something that you're not going to be getting anything off of anytime soon, you need patience. This whole video is about patience. This whole video is about the future. So hopefully you guys will look at this in the same way, in the same spirit that the people that I had conversations with, and not look at this as just something for today, but look at this as the future. So next week, as promised, the unveiling of my new Oasis garden. I'm excited about it. This is the most excited I've been about my new garden in a lot of years. So I'll catch you guys then. Hopefully you will pass this video on. Please click like. If you have any questions, put them down in the comments below. I'm the Frugal Gardener. When you grow your own food, you'll always know where it comes from, even in the future. Catch you guys in a few days with a new video.